All right, so I need to talk a little bit about our friends at EA. So it seems that in last year when they introduced Star Wars Battlefront 2, that the world really didn't like them simply because they went many transactions heavy, and I really couldn't blame them. Whether or not you wanted to debate whether or not it's gambling or not, I'm not here to talk about that. But the fact is that nobody really wants to be nickel and dimed to ad infinitum. I mean, as a gamer, as an older gamer of almost 40 years, I mean, I want to be able to buy the game, plug it in, and play it until my heart's content without having to pay any more. Um, so, in a recent uh, press conference about their quarterly and annual sales, EA said that not only did they not make enough money last year because they had to stop the whole microtransaction thing for Star Wars Battlefront 2, but that they're going to go back to doing the microtransactions thing. Now, keep in point, keep in mind that they sold 9 million copies of Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, at a minimum of $60 a pop, that means they made over $500 million in revenue. Which, anytime when you say you made over $500 million in revenue and your sales were disappointing, you might want to relook at your finances, guys. Second thing, um, that just tells me that hey, we're not making enough. We need to be making more. All we want is greed, 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 money, money, money. What have you? EA, here's your problem. Nobody wants to be nickel and dimed. This is no different than going to the airport where I spend a couple $100 on the ticket, and then they want to charge me $20 per bag, and then they want to charge me to use the bathroom and charge me to use the TV and charge me. You know what? Screw that. Just charge me one freaking fee and let me have what I want. This is why I go to some of the airlines where I just pay one flat rate, do check whatever I want, go in and have my like. EA, in fact, the games in general, you guys need to adopt this new thing. If the games are costing more to make, and from my understanding, after looking at some of these credits, it's taking almost a small country to put some of these games together. Maybe we're getting to the point where we're gonna have to charge a little more. Instead of sticking with a $60 price point, maybe we need to knock it up to 70 or 80. Out and not have to try and add incentives like, oh, if you pay $80, you get an extra gun or an extra 4 bullets or a shiny new color on your robot. These little junk incentives. Uh, Maybe the new price point needs to be a little bit more. Uh, and say, hey, that's the new price point. We have to make our money. At the same time, when you sell 9 million units and you're not pulling a profit, maybe you're spending a little bit too much. Uh, Second thing, maybe we need to change things up a little bit. As an old school gamer, I don't do multiplayer. I'm not a multiplayer person. It's just not my thing. Sometimes I do it, but for the most part, I like to do the single player campaign and move on. Maybe games need to change like the features on a car. Some people want all the bells and whistles. Some people just want something with four wheels and a window. Maybe you guys need to change where your games fit the models of what the players want. Now that's not going into this whole games as a service type of deal, but maybe something where you can sell just a single player campaign for $40 and maybe the multiplayer campaign for $40. And then if somebody wants them both, $70 at a little bit of a discount. And you can always keep the option to buy the other at any point in time down the road. And this way, the gamer doesn't feel like they're paying more for something they don't need, and they buy what they want. Um, I think that's a very valid way to do things going forward without having to sit here and go, hey, if you want to play the game even further, hey, drop a couple more dollars into our pockets. EA, you make plenty of money, and what's even worse is the shit you've been giving us in the past few months, like this Mass Effect Andromeda. with these crappy animations. I mean, it's been 10 years since the first game. The first game was just shy of perfect, and now you're giving us this crap where half the people look like they've been eating paint chips. These people are in outer space. I didn't know they still had lead chips in outer space. Come on now. Let's keep it real. Just grab the people from 2007 and make some good games. So, anyway, EA, this is me saying to you, you need to get your shit together. Um, you guys have been around for a long time. I remember you as a kid. I used to play Jordan versus Bird, uh, Dr. J versus Bird, Lakers versus Celtics on my Sega Genesis. Now, granted, that's dating my age here, but these were good quality games that I paid for $30, $40. And these weren't games where, at the end of the day, where I went, man, I feel like I've been gypped. Um, you guys can go back to the same way of making games to where people aren't feeling like they're having to shell out $1 every 5 minutes. Come on, guys, do the right thing. Anyway, what do you think about EA and them going back to microtransactions? Do you think this is a good thing or do you think this is a bad thing? Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like my little rant here and want to hear more about it, hit that subscribe button. And if you liked it, hit that little like button. Anyway, I'm out of here. Peace.